We made it.
We made it.
Can everyone can hear?
Ja, det er så. Det ser ud som om der er lyd på, og det ser ud som om der er billede på.
Blink, hvis I kan høre os.
Jeg prøver lige også at finde streamen her på computeren. Lad os se en gang her. Det ser ud som om vi bevæger os i hvert fald. Kan alle derhjemme se og høre sound and picture? Hurra, lyd og video.
Super.
Ja, vi giver den lige et minuts penge eller to. Jeg kan se, at der er ikke så mange, der er online endnu, så
Okay.
vi lader lige folk til ind, så kan vi jo bare lige sige hej til de få, der trods alt er kommet med. Ja, tak. Ingen sladder. Skriver de vil sladre alt muligt.
Jeg vil også sige, at nu bliver der holdt mange virtuelle smagninger, hvor det hele spiller.
Ja.
Så skal der altså være en gang imellem, hvor der er tekniske problemer.
Ja, og det værste var, at vi ligesom havde lidt tekniske problemer til at starte med. Der kom ikke noget lyd igennem. Og så da vi endelig fik fikset lyden, så var vi så glade, og så gik vi online, og så var billedet for os. Ja. Men nu er der vist både lyd og billede. Det ser ud som om de fleste skriver lyd og video fungerer fint der. Jeg skal lige prøve at se, om der er stadig lige... der mangler stadig lige nogen. Ikke så mange på endnu.
Tror du det er, fordi de ikke har fundet et nyt event?
Ja, vi har jo lige oprettet en ny begivenhed der, så jeg prøver lige at se, om der er nogle kommentarer eller spørgsmål eller et eller andet, så man lige kan få dirigeret folk over det rigtige sted. Jeg kunne eventuelt, ved du hvad, jeg slår lige et link op.
Så, SS. SS? Ja.
Ja. Denne. Sådan der. Så er der i hvert fald lavet et opslag, hvor vi lige linker til det, og I just made a link for people there because we are now on a new stream. A new event, a new stream. So, but it seems like we are getting up there in the numbers.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So,
no rush.
People says it's no problem. They have a new term, waiting room.
Oh, waiting room.
No problem. They have waiting room out there.
Good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and of course somebody have already put the first one, so it's good, so it can open up, so we can read. That's very good. It's alive. All right, I think maybe we're
destined to start.
Yeah, now people are starting to drink gin and tonic, so perhaps it's good that we, if we get going.
Yeah.
Let's see here, I'm just. All right.
15 minutes late. Let's go. Ish.
But that's Panamanian time. Well, actually, in Panama, we would have like 40 minutes.
So we're actually well ahead of schedule already.
Yes. That's fine. That's fine.
We're just trying to do it authentic.
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
So
you need to blend with the country of the rum, so you feel better the tasting notes.
Latin time.
Try and give the real Abuelo experience here. That's very good. All right. Så lad os gå i gang. Velkommen til Virtuel Romsmagning. Det er nu kører vi.
Okay.
Vi skal igennem en masse Abuelo her. Det kommer vi meget mere ind på, hvad Abuelo er for en størrelse. Vi har Louis med, som altid har jeg næsten lyst til at sige.
Hey.
Som også ved en masse her om Abuelo. Og så sidst men ikke mindst, så har vi simpelthen fået besøg. We got a visit today from the global brand ambassador of Abuelo, and in a minute you can give a good introduction to yourself. And lige sidste ting, I har fået sådan en her sædel ud, hvor der inde i står rækkefølgen på de Abuelo-rom, vi skal igennem her. Så om på bagsiden, der står der priser og link ind til, hvor man kan købe aftensflasker og så videre. Men nok om det. Let's get into the rum. I think people are thirsty. So
welcome out there. Welcome, Cristobal.
Thank you very much.
To Walter Spirits, to Abuelo tasting for tonight. Maybe you can do a quick introduction of you.
Sí, absolutely.
And what we're drinking, where we are.
So first of all, thank you very much for hosting me. Thank you very much to everyone to be part of this. It's a super pleasure of doing this kind of experience. Actually, I have to say, it's my first time on doing such a professional streaming. We like I've been representing the brand for 12 years. We did some interviews, but I never saw such a professional setup.
So mostly it has been the laptops and
and the good camera and lights and everything. Congratulations, looks amazing. So hello everyone. My name is Cristobal. I'm the global brand ambassador representing Abuelo around the world. We are exporting to more than 50 countries. We are a family business from Panama. And the beauty of the product that, we are actually a rum producers. Like right now we are living a big boom, of the rum category. You will find many bottles in the market. But something that is characterizing us is that we are controlling the whole production process from sugarcane to the bottle. We are a single state rum, means that everything is made in the same area. In the central part of Panama. Panama is a very small country between Costa Rica and Colombia. And Panama City is the capital on the Pacific side. And then 4 hours by car, you can arrive to Herrera province, to Pese village, is where we started in 1908, so more than 100 years ago. And after 3 generations of the Varela family, we are still in the same place, in the same land. We are cultivating 1,600 hectares of our own sugarcane. Then we ferment juice and molasa separately. Then we distill through a single column. And then we age in American oak ex-bourbon. And then we bottle. So from the cane to the bottle, everything is under our control.
Is from you guys.
Sí.
And a quick introduction to the first rum here, so we can get the show going.
So in front of us we have the rum that started our story, the very first bottle of Abuelo, when the family decided to call it Abuelo, which means grandfather in Spanish, was Ron Abuelo Añejo in the 50s. And here we have that product is a beautiful blend of rums aged 100% in American oak ex-bourbon, minimum 5 years, and each of the Ron Abuelo has inside a very small portion or a bigger portion, depending on which category of Abuelo, as some of our oldest rum stocks. The oldest rums that we have available in Panama are from 1978, so those rums are already 46 years old. And we will always use up to 1978 the rums in the blends. So actually the youngest drop here is 5 years. The oldest drop is from 1978.
That is a drop.
In this case, it's a very small portion.
Yeah, but it wouldn't taste nice if it was too big of a drop.
Yeah, exactly.
We have talked to people out there before about this thing where super old rum, super old rum, aged in the tropics is not necessarily a super pleasant thing to try.
Absolutely.
You have probably tried which is almost nowadays, it's rum-based wood essence.
See here is a liquid oak. Like more doesn't mean better. So those rums aged in the tropics with the temperatures that are between 27 to 35 degrees Celsius. Like you can imagine, with the angel share, with evaporation that goes, in our case, from 8 up to 16%, the extraction of the wood is very high, the concentration is very high because the evaporation is very high. So over 30 years of aging in Panama, it's like tasting oak. Yeah? But if we use small amounts of those very intense aged rums and we blend with younger spirits, you get all the complexity, you get all the structure, you get all the deep perfumes that you can smell in each of the abuelos, no? And something that is very interesting in Ron Abuelo Añejo that you don't feel anymore in the 7, the 12, and so on, is that here you can still smell some fresh green herbal notes from the 15% of rums made from sugarcane juice that we have in Panama. So we, as I said before, we are fermenting separately molasses and juice for 48 hours. After, we will distill separately, the molasses rum and the juice rum. We will age separately for 2 years, and after 2 years we will mix 85% molasses rum, 15% sugarcane juice rum, and then we will age, more years, and that will be the base for all the Ron Abuelos.
So everything past 2 years will be mixed in separate casks with the 15-85 ratio.
See, after 2 years we blend, and this will be the base that we will keep aging. And something very interesting, as I said in Añejo, is that here you can actually smell this banana, this tropical notes.
Like almost a bit of funk and almondy flavors as well.
See?
Cristobal, this thing about mixing aguardiente on sugarcane juice and molasses paste, has it always been like that? Since the 50s when it came out the first, or is it a style that has changed throughout the years?
We all actually, the distillery was born in the 30s, and we started to do the national spirit of Panama called Seco Herrerano. Yeah, and Seco Herrerano is a spirit made 100% from sugarcane juice. And then at the same time we started to do rum as well. Yeah. The reason why we choose the juice is to keep our origins at the end, no? So mainly is molasses. So this makes Abuelo to be a traditional rum, yes. But this hint of sugarcane juice will give you the freshness, especially in Añejo. And when you combine Añejo in cocktails, with soft drinks, where you drink it. For example, I don't drink much sugar, me personally. So I like to mix Abuelo Añejo or 7 with a little bit of lime, and soda water. Soda and lime, a super refreshing drink. Or if you like ginger, you can do.
What soda water?
Just sparkling
water.
Club soda.
Club soda, yeah, exactly. Okay. Or if you do a homemade, ginger beer, which is very easy, you boil fresh ginger in water and then you put in a soda stream, and then you have 0 sugar ginger beer at home, and then you mix this ginger beer with lime and Abuelo Añejo, and the result is amazing. If you don't like sugar, if you are okay with sugar, there are many ginger beers on the market that are very good for mixing.
Just to mention også til jer derude, hvis der er nogle nye med, så selvfølgelig velkommen til Virtuel Whisky Virtuelle smagninger i det hele taget her hos World of Spirits. Jeg står her ved en computer, og det er ikke fordi, at jeg står og laver alt muligt andet.
Han spiller Minecraft.
Og lader dem snakke.
Han spiller Minecraft.
Du er stærk. Byg Walton. Men det er også for at holde øje med kommentarfeltet derude. Så har I nogle spørgsmål eller kommentarer, så skriv meget gerne, hvis I har kommentarer til rommene, vi smager. Så kom meget gerne med dem, fordi så kan vi dele dem, og vi kan også snakke om det herinde. Just saying that I'm not playing any video games or anything, I'm just looking at the commentary section. So if people have questions, they can pop it in, and I will ask you the questions for them.
Og hvis der er ting, som Cristobal siger på engelsk, som folk er i tvivl om, må I godt sige, hvad er det? Så kan jeg i hvert fald forsøge at oversætte det så godt som muligt til dansk. Daniel, vi er altså gået videre til det næste, for jeg kunne forestille mig, at med vores lille forsinkelse...
Ja, de vil bare gerne lige vide, hvad Minecraft-serveren hedder, så jeg skal lige...
Minecraft-serveren? Ja, okay. So this is the 12.
So all right. So just a few comments on the first one. Lars here says nice starter, smooth and delicious. Kate says very drink friendly. Beginning whiskey, rum, Christ. Rum. And then there's a lot of jokes. I will see if I can come back with that.
There's a culture of people making these like dad jokes in the comments. So the thing about the community around here, they will if you look at the stream afterwards, there will probably be 375 comments or more. So people will sit and comment during. Sometimes it's not about what we're actually drinking.
Well, at the end, rum or good whiskey or good cognac is about sharing, having fun.
Exactly.
I always talk about stories of having fun together with drinking rum, because rum is you have to go to Latin America to understand. You have the carnivals, you have the Caribbean, you have the humidity, you have the intensity of everything. You have so much exotism, and in Panama we have a fantastic coffee called geisha coffee. We are big producers of papaya, of pineapples, of bananas, and when you feel all those smells, and when you come to our distillery and see all the sugarcane plantation, and at some point in the afternoon when the workers are going home, you just sit in front of the warehouses, and it's so peaceful and so quiet. It's always good to go to the origins of the products, and what you are about to taste now is what I call the taste of the Caribbean. Well, me and all the people that came for a simple reason, and I will be very, very brief about the story, is that I have a tradition since, I don't know, more than 12 years. When distributors, clients, geeks, bloggers are coming to Panama and we are taking care of them and showing the country and the distillery, they are like 2 days, 1 night, when we take them to a Caribbean part of Panama called San Blas, Panama. If you can check on Google Images, San Blas, Panama, so you will understand what I'm talking about. And it's a protected area of Indians called Cuna, yeah? And then you go with this big Toyota, and then you drive through the jungle, then you arrive to the port, you jump in this very rudimentary boat, and then you drive another 15 minutes with the crazy Indians, natives, and the first stop is what we call like a natural swimming pool, which is like a place in the middle of the Caribbean, surrounded by small islands, where the water is arriving up to your knees, but is not covering you, but you are in the middle of the sea, yeah? So, the people, they didn't sleep the night before because they've been partying in Panama, and then they are waking up in the morning and they are going there, and then when they are all in the water, the water is 30 degrees, so it's like a soup, nice. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I'm always taking a bottle of Abuelo 12 from the ice, because you need to bring a cooler with ice and everything, soft drinks. But I'm taking out of the ice a bottle of Abuelo 12. I'm throwing it to the water in the middle of the people standing there, and then and we have to finish the bottle with mouth shots. And then it's cold, it's nice, it's delicate, it's in the middle of the Caribbean, so the people remember that moment, and they connect the taste of the Caribbean with Abuelo 12. Yeah.
But immediately, like so nice, smooth and sweet.
Much more complex, much heavier notes in this one.
Of course, much more oaky, but also kind of, you still have some freshness. It's not overly oak, it's not super kind of dusty.
Peter here says, my favorite childhood memory was building sandcastles with my grandpa. Then my mom hid the urn from me.
Very, very cruel mom.
Let's see. That's actually a good question here from Michael, who says, why do you use column still and not pot still to make the rum?
Well, column or pot still are giving you different profiles. So you have something positive and something not that positive, and I will explain what in which case. Like the type of still that we are using for Abuelo is a traditional column still, is a short column of 12.5 meters high with a copper head. The column is separated in two parts. You have the extraction plates, what is called, where you put the ferment. The ferment is going down, vapor under, and then is extracting, the vapor is extracting all the aromas, and is going to the second part of the column where you have what is called concentration plates. And then through those plates, the vapor is crossing, and then, between the plates, there is a temperature difference. So it's allowing you to be very precise in separating the type of alcohols. So what is calling the tails in the pot still, you can take from the lower plates. What is called heads in pot still, we can extract from the top plates. And what is called the heart in pot still, we can extract from middle plates. So basically it's a continuous system, and in a continuous way, you can separate and choose exactly the type of alcohol you want to extract. In pot still, that's a little bit different. So, but let's finish with the column still. Column still will give you always, a more precision, but also will give you less oiliness, less texture, and a little bit lighter spirit. Yeah, lighter in the sense of amount of the secondary aromas extraction. The secondary aromas are those that are appearing naturally during the fermentation process. So in a pot still is less precise, because when the aromas comes out from the pot, they are all like the molecules are always dirty. Like when you have an ester molecule evaporizing, will have always some other particulars stick to it, no? It's same with ethanol molecule, will never be completely clean. So yes, you have a higher aromatic range, but the reason why you have more aromas is that profile is a little bit more dirty in not that good aromas that are also evaporizing together with what you are willing to extract. But the positive part of the pot still is you have, the texture, the oiliness, the creaminess. Pot still distillation will give you always this orange peel scent. And that's why in the last years, the pot still producers, they've been improving, creating what we call the hybrids. So you find pot stills combined with little columns. So you get the best from both worlds. You get the texture and the white aroma extraction from the pot still, but the precision in separating those alcohols from the column still. So the reason why we are using a column is that from the beginning, actually in the 30s, we started with a French coffee still, and then we changed in the 70s into the current traditional column still that we have. And I have to say, we are currently speaking with 3 pot still suppliers, because we are about to buy a pot still as well, actually a double retort, to keep doing new stuff and new products and preparing ourselves for some demand of limited editions, 100% pot still rums, something a little bit heavier. So we are innovating all the time, and we are about to buy a pot still.
So it's about taking from tradition, but also moving towards the market that also kind of demands curiosity as well.
Si, si.
But this will be the traditional style. This
Si.
will be what Panamanian rum also is traditional. It's supposed to be.
Sí, sí, sí. We are not doing heavy rums, I'm sorry.
No, but I always talk and taste things about this thing where if you are lazy, you can always divide it quickly up to Spanish style, English style, and French style. And people have an expectation. So when they drink Panamanian rum, and if they get something super heavy, estery, or dirty, people might be actually not pleasantly surprised because they had another expectation. Consumers usually will have an expectation to things.
Sí. Like our style is to do medium fermentations of 48 hours, not heavy, not long fermentations. Our idea is to do very delicate and smooth and a little bit lighter rums. Yeah, our style is not do heavy pot still ones. Are we gonna do as well those profiles? Yes, of course. Like that's the idea. Like we've been doing rum for over 100 years. And it's a 3-generation company, and we want to keep, doing innovations and new products and exploring new possibilities, and that's the idea. So I believe I answered that question.
Very thoroughly, yes. Thank you. Hvad synes I om 12-årsen derude? Skriv endelig ind. There is one comment about the 12-year-old. So far, it's Lars again here says, nice dark golden color, wonderful taste, just fills out your mouth without being, aggressive on the alcohol. Mm-hmm. Peace and love.
Good, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Actually, I have to say, this is our best seller in Europe because value for money is probably one of the best traditional rums you can get on the market. And here we are blending rums from 12 up to 46. Yeah, so it's a minimum 12 years old. We are using 100% American oak ex-bourbon, type 1 select. And the profile that we will get is this, as Louis said before, this combination and balance between fruity, mature fruits, like mature plums, for example, with the chocolatey, sweet spices, coffee, this nutty flavor, yeah, with some hints of tobacco. What?
I was actually just going to say exactly that because I was nosing it, and I've nosed this many times because we've known each other for many years. And walnut. It was the first time I actually ever had that, because usually I have this like almond thing going, but that is sometimes maybe the 7 or the 5. But here, this kind of chocolate walnut combination, very obvious. Of course, the plums. So,
a lot of questions coming in now. So, a quick one here that maybe you could ask, and we could get your opinion on it. So, basically, Edmundas asks, should we add ice?
Should we add ice?
Should we add ice? What is your opinion on ice? We have talked a lot about ice over the time. So,
I think is a matter of the moment, the temperature around you, and the state of your mood, your stomach, your mouth, and also the amount of liquid you want to drink. I will give you an example. When I'm with my friends in Denmark and we are, sitting outside smoking a cigar with a temperature of 5 to 10 degrees, then easily I love to drink the rum straight up, and easily we can even try some rums with a higher percentage of alcohol with no issue. Now, if we go to Panama with 35 degrees and we are sitting at the beach, also smoking the cigar with a humidity of 75 to 100%, I would recommend you to have one piece of ice, because the temperature is making you feel much more the alcohol, and you sweat more, you drink more as well, so you need to keep you hydrated. So sometimes I'm even drinking, Abuelo 7 or Abuelo 12, with a splash of sparkling water, in Panama.
Yeah? This goes very, very much hand in hand with what I always said, and what we've kind of agreed upon, I think. This thing about zero dogmas. Nobody's going to tell you what you like. Because you might like a thing. One day it is one way, and another day another way. And I always tell this story that I used to work in a hotel, and sometimes people would come and mix expensive rums with cola, and you'd have these people who felt entitled to say, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that," and I said, like, "Hey, it's his rum. If he likes it that way,
sí, 100%.
Perfectly okay.
100%. Like you know what you like. You know how is your mood. Sometimes my mood is to drink on ice. Sometimes not. Sometimes the temperature is allowing me to drink straight up. Sometimes the temperature is not allowing me, so I'm drink on ice. Yeah. Sometimes I just want to dilute the amount of alcohol with sparkling water. Sometimes I don't. So as Louis said, no dogmas. Just drink however you feel. Yeah?
Man kan så sige, i forhold til sådan en smagning, som vi har her i aften, så vil vi klart anbefale, at man drikker det uden is. Og det er simpelthen, som vi også lige snakker om, man skal selvfølgelig drikke det, som man har lyst til, men det, som is gør, det er, at den simpelthen får smagsløgene til at trække sig sammen, så man ikke smager lige så meget. Vi kender alt det med tricket med at smide en snaps i fryseren, og så smager den ikke af noget. Altså, så det gør simpelthen, at man smager mindre. Når vi holder sådan en smagning her, hvor man skal igennem en masse forskellige, så vil vi jo egentlig gerne have, at man skal smage så meget som muligt. Men der er jo helt klart en point i, at når man er i Danmark, og der er koldt, så behøver man måske ikke smide en isterning i, men sidder man nede på en varm bounty-strand et eller andet sted.
Og har det for varmt?
Så har det for varmt, så kan det måske være meget rart med en isterning.
Du har også skruet op for varmen her i Volten i dag?
Ja, i dagens
Der er der i hvert fald 13 grader, hvis man lige kan minde til at mærke.
Flere af os i skjorter, og det er jo fantastisk, eller hvad hedder det, bare ham.
Just mentioning about temperature, that it's not the warmest today.
I have to say, I expected worse. Yeah. I brought, all my heavy, jackets and wool pullovers. I expected to be like very cold, but with the right jacket is manageable. Is manageable.
Yeah. So, just going back to, we have a couple of questions here coming in because you said before about the funkiness and the dirtiness. So Dave here says more funk in the aftertaste. Absolutely, something else is happening here. And then there's 2 questions here. One, Louise is asking, when you're saying dirty flavors, what do you actually mean? So, and on top of that, for you afterwards, maybe a quick one if you don't know, do you measure the ester count in your
the congeners in general.
Come back to that afterwards.
Så tager jeg den hurtigt på dansk. Når man bruger udtryk som dirty eller lidt beskidt, så er det som sagt med de her fuselolier og forskellige ting, der er i alkohol. Alkohol er forskellige lag, som Cristobal stod forklaret, at de kan hive lidt mere præcis ud. Og nogle gange så vil man gerne have de her lidt mere sådan beskidte smag altså beskidte alkohololier ud af sit destillat, fordi det faktisk bærer rigtig meget smag, og det giver rigtig meget fylde, både i munden og så også, så man kan destillere rigtig meget op og fjerne meget af det her, eller man kan aktivt vælge at lade det være i. De vælger jo som regel at fjerne det meste her, men nu snakker han jo selv om, at de vil have nogle double retort postilles, så de kan tilføje nogle af de ting her. Vi havde for et par år siden en smagning, som faktisk også havde Abuelo i sig, hvor det var Abuelo og Pussers, hvor Pussers er meget mere beskidt, fordi det er engelsk stil potstill-rom. Det er lidt mere sådan rent, og det er som sagt, nu var det en lang forklaring, hvorfor de egentlig kørte. Men traditionsmæssigt, så har man i spansktalende lande haft de her meget sådan lettere noter, fordi man destillerer til en højere alkoholprocent, og du kan sortere simpelthen i de forskellige destillater, der kommer ud af kedlen. Kolonnen.
Just a couple of comments to the 12-year-old, and then you can get on to the ester count when we get to the next rum. So we have Mogens here who says it's the 12 is more him. It's more sharp in the notes, probably meaning more flavorful rum.
Richer.
Thomas here says the 12 is a little more dry, a little more acid to it and freshness to it. Thomas is saying he understands why it's the top-selling rum for Abuelo. And Thomas says best rum of the evening.
Best rum of the evening, but we've only had two.
Two, yeah. So.
Okay, so Next one will be my favorite
Yes.
in the
Your
lineup.
favorite. All right.
Whoosh, Cristobal.
See?
Oh, there we go.
All right. So, want to say a bit about the rum,
Abuelo 2 Oaks.
and then you can
See?
talk about the ester count.
See, so we are the more complex rums, the complex Molassa rums that we are extracting from the traditional column we have, they are around 250 milligrams per 100 ml of congeners in general. This is this you can count as well as parts per million, which is 2,500 parts per million. Yeah. The lighter rums that we are doing are from sugarcane juice are around 150 milligrams per 100 ml, which is 1,500 parts per million. Yeah? But also you have to understand the congeners, once you put in the barrel, they are evolving. Yeah. So maybe you find 250 milligrams per 100 ml when you fill the barrel, but then the congener quantity goes up because they are reacting between them, because they are evolving. Yes. So as the base, rum base is 250 per 100 ml.
All right.
På dansk lige hurtigt.
Ja.
Når Cristobal han snakker om congeners og volatile components, så er det jo simpelthen det, som vores hjerner, det er nogle forskellige fedtsyrekæder, som vores hjerner opfatter som smag. Og det er faktisk målbart, og det er det her, som er nok målbart. Men man siger også, at når etanolen, som er et opløsningsmiddel, kommer ind i et fad, så udvikler de sig sammen med fadet. Og så man kan faktisk, den målbare enhed, de har puttet i, den kan stige, mens den er i fadet. Så der udvikler sig nye smag ind i fadet.
Eller falde. For
Eller falde.
Også.
Can they drop the congeners just like peated whiskey, you know? You put peated whiskey in, and over the years, the actual peat flavor will mellow down. Can the congeners, is it possible for it to drop out of the barrel, or will it only kind of rise?
They honestly, they are also they are increasing, but also they are volatilizing. So like
evaporate.
They are evaporating. So you need to, depending on which position is the barrel as well, you will have more losses than evolution. Like for example, our angel share on top is up to 16%. So obviously you will lose 16. So you will lose more than you are gaining on the top levels. But in the first levels, you are losing less. We are losing 8%. So you are gaining. You are having more. So it's a matter of the strategic position of the barrels, and then how you blend at the end. Yeah.
That is a great segue to this rum.
Exactly. So
because this rum is a
so 2 Oaks is something very special. We launched 8 years ago the Finnish collection, and actually we will try some of them today. The Finnish collection are the 315 years we have. Yeah. So we went to Cognac, we went to Jerez de la Frontera, we went to north of Portugal, to Oporto, to speak with port, cognac, and sherry producers, and we selected the barrels, blah blah blah, and then we launched 8 years ago the Finnish collection. And at the beginning, we've been buying directly from some Moisson, the cognac barrels. But then at the end, we decided to collaborate with the best barrel makers in the world, called Seguin Moreau. Seguin Moreau from Cognac. They are selecting barrels, used barrels from Cognac. They are making French limousine barrels in France, but they also make American oak barrels in Napa Valley, California. So we gave them some time ago the responsibility to select the cognac barrels for us for the 15 years Finnish collection Napoleon. And then, when we start to study with them, I was in Cognac studying also cognac production, etc., the pot stills, the barrel making, blah, blah, blah. They showed us their operation in Napa Valley, California, because they are also building virgin American oaks from scratch.
Yeah.
So we asked them for something very special. We wanted to create a rum that is extremely delicate and woody, that is very smooth, but without being sugary, heavy, without being sweet. So the only solution is to work on the barrel. Yeah? So we asked them to do something particular for us. We asked them for a virgin American oak. And then we asked them to do some inside cuts in the staves, yeah, to create more extraction surface. And then instead of carbonizing at very high temperature like bourbon does, bourbon, when they do the barrels for bourbon, they are using a gas fire at almost 400 degrees Celsius for a few seconds, for 30 seconds, arriving to 4 millimeters of deep char. And we asked them to do something else. We asked them to do a wooden fire at low temperature, 180 degrees, but and roasting and toasting this inside part of the barrel for 1 hour, so 60 minutes, 1 hour at low temperature, 180 degrees, arriving to 8 millimeters, which is a double lamb bourbon, without getting this ashes, this gray result, which is giving you bitterness and is giving you like a annoying, dirty smokiness that is not that positive. It's a burnt smokiness. It's not very pleasant. Yeah. So if you open the barrels, you see all black, all black without gray. So it's not burned, but 8 millimeters of deep char. What happens here? What we are achieving in this with this technique? So we are transforming the carbohydrates of the wood into caramel notes, butterscotch, etc. We are transforming the lignin into vanillin and all these spices you can recognize here, like tonka beans, like cola nuts, like a roasted coffee bean, etc. Intense vanilla. And then we are lowering down the level of tannins. The tannins are antioxidants that you can find inside the wood, are basically a combination of two acids. And we can recognize them on our palate because are giving us astringency. Yeah? So with a higher intensity or a longer intensity of charring, we are reducing the amount of those tannins, which will give us less astringency, more smoothness. Yes. So we are using this barrel in Panama for the last 9 months of finish of Ron Abuelo 2 Oaks. So what is 2 Oaks? 2 Oaks is a 12 years aged rum. Actually, it's a blend from 12 to 46. Mainly is American oak ex-bourbon. But then the last 9 months, we are doing this finish in those specially designed for us American virgin oak barrels, double char. Yes, and here we have a spectacular result. No?
Oh, yes, it's.
Hvad synes I om den derude? Dave here says it's pretty good. Has a more oaky and vanilla-ish flavor profile. And Lars backs it up with what Dave said. So
good.
So far, so good.
Good.
It's also one of these tricks used in the whiskey industry, either starting off something up on virgin oak or finishing it on virgin oak that has not had spirits in it before.
One of the most important key points here is the internal incision, like the internal cut, that once you fill the barrel with liquid, the liquid goes deeper into the wood and is extracting more flavors. Yeah, and this is something that nobody did before. So we are very proud of this product. 2 Oaks is something sublime. It's very, very smooth. Like you can recognize those sweet spices. Like this sweet smokiness. Yeah, it's not too much. It's very, very delicate.
People are happy. Bettina says delicious rum.
Thank you.
Good comment here from Michael. He says, "Wow, I'm not a rum drinker, but this one has converted me."
Thank you very much. Good, mission accomplished.
Yeah, exactly. At least one. Yeah.
Good.
Kate says, "Wow, it tastes very good. Absolute favorite amongst the three firsts." Edmunda says, "Best of all so far." Jimmy says, "Super delicious rum." So
good.
People seem to be very happy about this one.
How many casks do you have in your bodegas, roughly?
In total, we are over 120,000 barrels, roughly something around 125,000 barrels currently. Yeah, we are. In total, we are using 5 different typologies. Yes, the main one is, as I said, American Oak Ex Bourbon, 200 liters, Type 1 Select. Then we have the Virgin American Oak, a double chart for 2 oaks, and the next product that we will try.
Is this also the same, roughly the same size as the American Standard Barrel?
Sí.
Yeah?
Yeah.
200, 210 liters?
Yeah. And then we have the 3 used barrels that we are buying every year, which is Ex Sherry Oloroso, Ex Cognac Napoleon, Ex Tawny Port for the Finnish collection.
Yeah, okay.
Should we take a little break? Just a couple of minutes.
Let's have a 5-minute break.
To get some water and some fresh glasses, and you can
have a quick pee.
Have a quick pee. Yeah. So we will just vi tager lige en kort pause på et par minutter, og så vender vi tilbage.
Perfekt.
Så sig noget fedt.
Jeg siger noget fedt. Den fik jeg altså lige for kort tid, den der, Daniel. Nå, skål derude. Pause. Ja.
Så sig noget fedt.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Det er sådan lidt ligesom Tom Cruise i Cocktail. Er vi live igen?
Ja.
Okay.
Du er Tom Cruise i Cocktail.
Mine damer og herrer, velkommen tilbage. Cristobal, you mentioned before this thing about like heavy evaporation of spirits in Panama.
Sorry again?
Heavy evaporation.
See.
Of spirits.
16%.
So now
From
you,
8 to 16%.
So now you get to talk about probably the most evaporated product you guys sell.
The product that actually came up by mistake. 2 years ago, I was in the distillery in La Hacienda San Isidro with the owner of the company. He's like my adopted father, Luis Varela, and Rogelio Castillo, our master blender. And we've been having a conversation actually about Denmark, because I wanted the two oaks to be 45%. Like I remember when we've been working on two oaks, I said like, let's go for the 45% because like markets like Denmark, like North Europe, they like to drink a little bit more powerful.
And then, so cold,
exactly. And then they said no, because Latin America, because the weather, because this and that. At the end, we did 40. And then 2 years ago, we've been sitting, and I had this argument again, like we should have done two oaks at higher percentage. Everyone is saying that would be better, and I think the same, blah blah. And then at some point, we are telling the master blender Rogelio, bring the two oaks cask strength from different barrels, and he brought these different samples, and then we are trying, and we are arriving to the sample, and then I'm smelling it, and I say, Rogelio, there is a mistake. Which mistake? This is not two oaks. And he's like, sí, like everything is two oaks. No, I'm sorry, this is not two oaks. Like this is something else. Tell me the sample number. So he is giving the number. Like I'm giving the number, he's checking, and he said, okay, so this is two oaks, but by mistake, I only brought the two oaks from the sixth and top line of barrels inside of the warehouse. So inside of the warehouses, we have 6 lines. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on pallets. Yeah. What happens that the first line on the floor is losing 8% per year Angel's share, and the last one is losing 16%. Yeah, and he brought the same liquid, like two oaks, 9 months in this virgin extra carbonized barrels, blah blah blah, but only from the 6th and last line. And then when we try it, we said, no, this can't be. Like the liquid is completely different. Like it has to be a new bottling. Yeah. And like I won it at 45%, but at the end we had to agree at 43. So we decided to call it. Still a win. Still a win.
Considering where you started from,
because
they were ferment.
So we made it at 43%. And we called it Three Angels in the honor of the high angel share we have on the top of the warehouse. No? And you know, the people love two oaks. When they try Three Angels, they are not going back. Because this is something mind-blowing, you know, like you can feel how much the position of the barrels are changing the liquid. Like you can taste it by yourself. This is the same two oaks.
This is two oaks.
This is two oaks.
But with 16%.
But exactly. But from the top line and 3 degrees of alcohol more.
Is it from the top 3 pallets? Yeah, the top 3 pallets. So the six pallets high.
No. The last one.
Okay.
The 6th line, like only on top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then why is the name Three Angels?
Three angels. You know, because each angel is drinking like a 5%, more or less. I don't know. Like the reason is because you know 3 is a very magical and esoteric number. You know, like it cannot be 2, cannot be 1. It has to be a group, but you will not say 2. You will not say 4. So 3, I don't know, is more magical. No, so we call it Three Angels because of this angel share. Because like 16% is a lot.
But
it cannot be one angel. It has to be more than two. You know.
Technically, the juice that is in these bottles is also in the free angels, because that's a mix of all layers, yeah?
Sorry again?
The juice that is in these bottles is technically also in the two oaks.
No, because two oaks is a blend from the first to the fifth line.
Oh, okay.
This one is only from the sixth.
So it was a mistake that they put it up there?
Yes.
Ja,
Yes. Yes.
Hvad synes I om den derude? Kate is coming with hearts and stuff, so I think that's approved.
That's approved. Yeah. Good. But again, you know, one angel is not capable to drink a 16%. It has to be
some heavy angels.
So you know, three angels.
Til de folk, som ikke er med på spiritusmagninger tid ud og tid ind, så udtrykket angel share, det er et udtryk, man bruger for fordampning af spiritus i fadlagringsfaciliteter. Stammer i virkeligheden fra whiskybranchen. Angel share is more of a whiskey expression traditionally. In rum, in old times you'd call it devil share or demon share or something like that.
You know, we in Latin America, we always been more dramatic.
That's true.
Sounds about right.
You know, because angel share in a whiskey, whiskey is losing 1.5 to 3% per year. That's the angels are taking a little bit. They are nice.
You're losing a lot.
In Panama, we are losing 8 to 16%. That has to be the will of the devil. That's too much.
No fucking angels.
You are stealing too much from me. Is the devil or is the freaking group of many alcoholic angels? Yeah.
So a lot of comments coming in here right now. So lovely mistake. A bit more spicy and dry than the two oak. This is for an evening in front of the fire with good friends company. Sounds like a great mistake. We have Dave here who says, honestly, I like the two oaks more. This one is more alcohol forward. Lovely mistake. More hearts. I thank the free angels. It needed the last 3%. Wonderful, says Michael. And Dave says the free angels. Louis, Cristobal, and denne.
There we go. You have the free angels. That's a good one.
So now we'll try a bit slightly older rum.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of making the Seven Dwarfs rum?
and I will be the Snow White or
Daniel, vil du skifte dig selv?
Same. Okay, we have now one of the 15 years. This is our Oloroso.
So actually, if people have been with us in past virtual rum tastings, we would have tried the 15 Napoleon.
Okay.
So now we're having the last two.
The Oloroso and the Tawny. Well, actually, Oloroso is the driest one. Yeah. Here we are buying from sherry producers that are selling us, these big toneles, these big 500 liters barrels of American oak, ex-sherry Oloroso. Yeah, so, in Jerez de la Frontera, in south of Spain, there is this, this territory between Jerez, Puerto Santa Maria Port, and Sanlúcar de Barrameda, which is the little town almost at the end of the Guadalquivir River. Where they are producing this fortified wines called sherry wines. Yeah? There are two grapes that are cultivated there. There is a Palomino Fino grape, and then there is Pedro Jimenez grape. Yeah? And from there, they are doing the 6 typologies of sherry. You have Pedro Jimenez is making Pedro Jimenez, so it's a very sweet and oxidate and caramel flavor sherry. And then you have the other ones. One is called Fino, classic sherry, Fino sherry. It's coming from the Palomino Fino grape, but is made in Jerez. Sanlúcar de Barrameda, not Jerez, but the other town, Sanlúcar, if you do fino, it's not called fino, it's called manzanilla, manzanilla with a Z. And then in Jerez, they also produce oloroso, amontillado, and palo cortado. Okay, so oloroso is very special for them because already from the best wines, they choose which wine will become an oloroso. Because, in a classic sherry that then will evolve into amontillado and palo cortado eventually, they ferment the palomino fino, they add spirit after fermentation, and then they will never cross over 15.5% alcohol. And then when they put it in the tonel, in the barrel, there is this fungus called velo de flor that will appear and will not allow the oxygen get in contact with the wine. So there will be like a anaerobic aging without oxygen, yes? Then if they decide to do a fino, they take it out, they filter, and that's fino, or in Sanlúcar, manzanilla. If they decide to do an amontillado, they will add more spirit of grape, like a white brandy, let's say. Then they will raise the alcohol percentage, the fungus, the vela de flor will disappear, and then the wine will pass a second aging with oxygen. Aerobic is called with oxygen aging. And this will be an amontillado. And if this amontillado evolves, God knows how, they will, cross the stick, they will cross the number, and this will be palo cortado, which in Spanish means crossed stick, basically, which nobody knows what it is. But oloroso, exactly. But oloroso is oloroso from the beginning because they are putting a spirit from grapes and going over 15.5 degrees. And in this way, once they put in the barrel, the fungus, the velo de flor, will not appear because the alcohol content is too high. So the wine will live from the beginning very oxidative process, yes? And this will be oloroso. And what we get, and is the reason why we took oloroso barrels for the finish of the last year, is that oloroso is very dry, very oxidate, gives you lots of dry fruits, roasted, toasted bread in the aftertaste, but still those flowers, acidity, citric notes in your nose. And lots of saltiness and minerality. It's very salty, it's very mineral, super complex, but dry. So we are creating this base, rum base, which is a blend of rums from 14 to 46 aged in American oak bourbon. And then we finish for one last year in those used barrels from Sherry Oloroso. Yeah,
it's quite different compared to the
it's very different,
and Free Angels. A bit more dry, a bit more spices, and
slightly like acidic as well. For maybe 6 weeks ago, we had a whiskey tasting here where it was about whiskeys aged in sherry casks. So maybe some people out here, we tried the sherry, and then we would try the whiskey from the type of sherry cask. And the thing about Oloroso is if you smell it just by itself, it is very, very pungent, it's very big, and it's very aromatic. Oloroso means aromatic, doesn't it?
Yeah, oloroso means smelly, like very aromatic.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's what we call a mindfuck because it smells much more sweet than it is. So it gives all of these like sweet kind of notes to the smell, but it doesn't give a lot of sweetness on the palate. This is only the sweetness is mostly just carried by the rum because the cask does not provide any sweetness for it.
Exactly, it's a dry sherry, it's not a sweet sherry.
Yeah. Hvad synes I om den derude? Already some different opinions in this one. There we have
So for people who drink whiskey and big sherried whiskeys, it should be a hit, Yeah. People who like those very, very heavily sherried whiskeys because you get the sweetness from the rum and you get those big, big sherry aromas in the nose.
So we have here, why didn't Grandpa use glasses when he was 80 years old?
What?
Why didn't Grandpa use glasses when he was 80 years old?
Don't know.
He was always just drinking from the bottle.
True.
Easy.
Easy answer. Yeah.
So Bettina says this is very good. And then we have Lars here who says he's normally not very much into sherry casks, but with this one it's actually quite smooth and round, and but still a bit too dry but still a good glass. And then we have some people who just finally get to sherry casks.
Yeah.
So they love that. Easy drinking, very nice. Much more of dark fruits and cacao in this one. Thank you, Oloroso.
If people are into that, then the next one should be a proper joy. Because the finishing rum we have tonight for that is also from the XV collection, 15 collection, Finnish collection. And that's the Tawny Port.
Port wines are also fortified wines, but from north of Portugal. The grape plantation is around Douro River. And they are called Tawny because all the cellars were in Oporto. So we discovered, because we actually didn't know years ago, that there are some port producers that are using American oak and French oak, depending on who you talk with, no?
French oak?
See, some of them. So actually we are buying from a port producer that is using a small French oak, 250 liters. And this is balancing a lot the sweetness, because at the beginning here, you get this mature red berries, red fruits, figs, dates, amarena cherries. But then at the end, you have a very nice astringency. Is quite dry. And the reason is simple. French Limousine has a higher amount of tannins versus American oak, and being a smaller barrel is giving you even higher concentration in the rum, which gives you this astringency. And something that you expect to be too sweet is actually very balanced. So you have this fruitiness, the sweetness at the beginning, and then dryness and a very clean aftertaste. Which pairs very well with very like aged cheeses or blue cheese as well. The base is the same. Is a 14 years aged rum, which is actually a blend from 14 to 46 in American oak bourbon, and then we finished one last year in this smaller barrels of French Limousine. Ex-Tawny port. Tawny is this category, is this typology of port that is using small barrels for a longer aging.
Nu er vi jo ved den sidste, det er jo lidt trist, som altid. But the last one, always a bit sad. But, yeah.
I hope the atmosphere, I hope people aren't getting too sad down there, because like for people who want like a bit of a dessert as well, this has, for me, this like chocolate and red berries, as you say, so like amarena cherries, and for me, it's like dark chocolate names. I think it's a great rum for finishing as well, because it is, I usually call it a dessert. So often if I have it in a tasting, I'll finish off with this. And if I want to put in something like the Oloroso, this can either be like the aperitif or the main course, because it's a bit more medium rich and dry in it. This is very much
and
complex.
I could imagine it go very well with almost any dessert. Chocolates with vanilla ice, with cheese, with whatever. It's very good.
Crumbly vintage cheddar on this.
Good.
Kate here says, when you are really into port and you are even more into rum, this is not stupid at all.
This is the dreamy combination.
But there's not a lot of rum products with like this like rum port finish on the market.
Not many.
I'm getting corrected now from several people. This is not the last rum.
Okay, no, they can go on. They can go on until 12.
It was not in general. Hopefully not. Agree with Louis. Dessert rum. Thank you for the tip with the blue cheese. Seems like people like this one.
Good.
Så her i slutningen kunne det være meget fint, hvis I også gider at skrive ind i kommentarfeltet, hvad for en I bedst kunne lide af de 6, vi har smagt. Så kan vi lige hurtigt prøve at tælle sammen her og se, hvad favoritten for aftenen blev. Just quickly ask which one they like the best, so we can see which one is the favorite for the night.
And then, as per usual, I would like to do a draw. So for everybody who buys a bottle tonight before 12 o'clock, Daniel can he'll draw, and the lucky winner will have added to their order an Abuelo 12, which is kind of this benchmark for you guys. So I think that will be the perfect bottle to draw.
Yeah.
It's very på dansk, så vil vi kalde den meget omfavnende, den bredtfavnende. Så vi kører en lille konkurrence i aften, så blandt alle folk, der køber et eller andet, gerne Abuelo, fra smagningen, så er der mulighed for at vinde en Abuelo 12. Og som vi altid siger, hvis man køber 5 stykker, så har man mulighed. Så kan det være, hvis man vinder, man får en hel kasse fyldt.
Det er så sandt, som det er sagt.
It was a super pleasure. I hope everyone enjoyed. I hope everyone discovered a little bit
like
more about what we do in Panama. Thank you very much for for supporting the rum category. Thank you very much for hosting me tonight. And as always, it's a pleasure to spend time with my friend Luis. We know each other for over 10 years now, and every time I can, I'm jumping to Denmark to breathe some fresh air.
Yeah, well, we have. Sometimes it's cold, but we have fresh air.
Good. Perfect. It would be great to have you another time. It's a fantastic rum.
Thank you very much. Salud, guys.
Skål.
Salud. Skål.
Så for skål.
Salud to everyone.
So one here asking, has Abuelo ever made any cask strength rum?
Not yet. I'm working on it.
Working on at least a bottling for the Nordic market.
I know.
I'll do this, and I can guess who it is.
No, you actually can't.
No, okay.
But you. I don't think he wants to ask. He knows that we know he's thinking of it. So.
And the distillery, is it possible to visit? Is
Absolutely.
it open to visit?
The doors of La Hacienda San Isidro are completely open. You can contact us through the website ronabuelopanama.com. You can contact us through our social media, Ronabuelo Pa or Ronabuelo
So for
Europe.
all of the people out there who are probably planning a trip to Panama anyway, they might as well drop by.
If they check the images of San Blas, Panama, I'm sure they will come, and they will have with them the taste of the Caribbean, the Abuelo 12 inside of a bucket of ice. So it's really worth, and you can fly through Amsterdam. You can do Copenhagen, or the people are living in Jutland from Aalborg to Amsterdam, and from Amsterdam direct flight to Panama City. And from Panama City, I would definitely suggest to visit Bocas del Toro, or going to Coiba Island in Santa Catalina, San Blas Islands. We are in Pese town in Herrera province. If you like coffee, and you go to the site of Bocas del Toro, you can go to Volcan and Chiriquí. There is the Geisha coffee plantation in Volcan and Boquete. And in Bocas del Toro, I found that they are also cultivating cacao beans.
Okay.
There are cacao trees, and we did some visits to those small plantations of the natives. That was an amazing experience, and of course, all the central part is full of sugarcane. There is on the Pacific side a small island called Isla Iguana Island, that is worth to see, Well, there, and then we have the valley. Like we have many spots to visit. So it's totally worth
the trip.
So people should come to Panama and name drop Cristobal.
Yeah. Let me know. I'm an amazing tourist guide.
I would imagine. Definitely go out in the water, just waiting for the 12-year-old to hit.
Yeah. Where is the 12 years? Where is it? Where is the taste of Panama?
To cool you down.
Så hvis vi lige kan vi lige få en enkelt eller to til lige at skrive favoritten i kommentarfeltet her, så vi lige kan finde en endelig vinder. Og så som sagt, her bagpå, på den indlægsseddel, jeg har fået, der kan I se aftens priser. Der er en QR-kode direkte til flaskerne, og som Louis sagde, så at dem, der køber, så er der en, der får en 12-års med i pakken, ekstra unge i overdrøm. Så der er nogen, der får en dejlig overraskelse, når de åbner deres pakke. Og som Louis siger, hvis I bestiller 5, så kunne det jo være...
Så kan man vinde 6. Eller man kan vinde 6, undskyld. Sorry.
Ja. So, you guys, what do you think were the favorite for tonight?
3 Angels.
3 Angels?
I think so too.
3 Angels? It's very close, actually.
Yeah.
So, one of the favorites was 3 Angels.
Yeah.
But which one do you think?
Outnumbered, okay?
No.
Same?
But yeah, roughly the same.
Tony, really? Tony. No, then I'll go 2 Oaks. I think that flavor blast of the Virgin Oak works whether it's 43 or it's only 40%.
Yeah. Actually, the Oloroso.
Okay,
That's a
cool.
surprise.
That is actually a bit of surprise.
That's a surprise.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Cool. So 3 Angels and 2 Oaks.
But it was quite close between 3 Angels, Sherry, and the 12-year-old.
Okay,
actually.
Perfect. Well, the chauffeur is supposed to provide like that comfort for everybody.
Yeah. So we got a favorite. We got to taste 6 wonderful rums. Thank you for that. We got a great visit, and unfortunately we're there, but we'll be back.
We will be back.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
With more rum and whiskey.
Næste måned har vi jo en virtuel whisky-smagning. Og ellers så, so it's time to say goodbye. Yeah.
Do you want to sing the song?
Good night
Time
song.
to say goodbye.
So if I'm going over and then shutting down the stream, you can sing a song.
Time. Isn't there a song called "Time to Say Goodbye"? No. Anyway.
Or you can make one up. That's fine. Absolutely fine.
I'll sing this one in Danish. No, I'm not going to sing this one.
Yes. Sure.
Okay. I'll sing this one.
Thank you very much for tonight. Thank you for watching.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back. See
Have a
you
good night out
another
there.
time. And Louis will sing us out.
Ja. Jeg hamrer og banker, jeg bygger mig en bil. Jeg saver og filer med min fil. Jeg maler og maler med rødt og med blåt. Så starter jeg motoren og kører nok så flot. Dyt bort. Hey.